A few weeks ago, I did a weekly whisper message telling you about what happened to me, this creative infusion of energy that occurred when I went into the attic to look for something that I knew I had stored in the attic and wanted to retrieve. And as I got in there, I started changing things and lifting up boxes and moving things, and ended up in just a couple of hours totally cleaning out the attic, and doing so with such energy because I followed this urge to go in there and to look for something. Now, I had kept this item that I was looking for, even though I wasn't using it and hadn't used it for a time. I kept it just in case I might need it. And as it turns out, I did. And so when I went to look for it, I found it. And then, of course, I found a whole bunch of other things that I realized I had held on to and that would serve me now as I become very creative in doing art and that kind of thing. So why am I sort of reminding you about this earlier inspiration that I received? Because something else happened while I was in there. Now, I got this object and I was really glad that I had saved it because now I can use it, right? But I noticed how much I had held on to that I was no longer using, just in case. So what is this just in case thing? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Have you noticed that when you hold on to something, a lot of times you hold on to it just in case you might need it in the future? Just in case you might need it down the road. You hold on to clothing just in case you get an invitation to that formal. You might want to wear that gown. Or just in case you lose that 10 pounds, you'll be able to fit back into those jeans. Or just in case the style comes back in fashion and you'll already have some of those items that are in fashion, and just in case, right? Or how about books that you hold on to just in case you might want to refer back to them, or just in case you might get around to reading it, or just in case, just in case, just in case. When I started to think about this as I was cleaning out my art studio and converting my office into an art studio, was how much of those just in cases I never really actually used. So I was storing a whole lot of things that I didn't need. And yet I found that it was difficult to let go of those items when I held in mind those 3 words, just in case. So let's talk about just in case for a moment, because I really started to spend some time with what this is all about. And I have a suggestion about this. What I noticed is that the things that I was holding on to just in case it wasn't so much about the object or the item, but more about the memory that object or item evoked in me. So what I did was I went back and looked at the items I was holding on to just in case, and I noticed that when I thought about why I was holding on to the particular item, it was indeed so that just in case I can have that experience, or just in case I can have that feeling again. It was really not about the object. But here's a suggestion that ended up kind of switching that around and allowing me to listen to guidance to let me know whether I should actually keep that item or let it go. I began asking a different question. Not what can or how can this item serve me in the future, but how can this item serve me right now? How can I give myself the feeling and evoke that pleasure or that sensation that I was holding on to the item to give me? How can I give that to me right now? And so as I started to do this and going through those boxes in the attic again, I noticed that if I couldn't use the object right now, if I couldn't give myself the feeling of that object right now, that I didn't need to hold on to it. That when the time came for me to have that, or if I got the formal invitation and I needed a gown, I would find the just right gown to wear. It wouldn't be trying to relive something in the past. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I began to do was look at objects for how can they serve me right now? And how can I use them right now to have the feeling that I'm looking for, the energizing feeling that I'm looking for in the present moment. And so then I ended up getting rid of a lot of things that no longer will serve me and will not even serve me in the future. And did I hold on to a few things? Of course I did. It was that one item that I went into the attic to get originally that I had held on to just in case. So take a look as you map out 2013 and you decide what it is you want to create, and surround yourself with the things, the people, the places, the items that will serve you and serve your vision and your creation right here, right now, and allow guidance to show you what to keep and what to get rid of. Bye for now.